Hey everyone, this is Pat. Thanks for joining me today. I was just going through some videos, actually cleaning up my phone, and I found this video I recorded in September of 2020. I was sitting in a car waiting for my daughter and granddaughter to come out of an eye appointment, and it was raining, and I was just sitting there talking and getting used to talking to the camera. So I talked about my weight loss journey, some of my problems that I've had. So I'm going to show you that whole video. The pictures I'm showing you now are before I lost weight. I now weigh around 135 to 137 pounds, and I have kept that weight off now for about 2 years. The video, I made a mistake. I showed, well, I got a picture I'll show you, and I said that you can't see bones on an x-ray. Well, that's not true. You're not supposed to be able to see things like your aorta, and I'm thinking that's what I was talking about, coronary artery or aorta. So you'll see that whenever you yeah, if you watch the whole video. So now we've got two pictures of me since I have lost weight. I don't have a whole lot of pictures of myself, and I've had to do screenshots, so some of them are kind of small. But at the end of the video that I recorded in 2020, I'm going to record a video of myself of what I look like today. So I hope you can hang tight and stick through it that long. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. So hopefully I can do more of these videos. Thanks a bunch.
Hi, this is Pat. I may not look like it, but I have been on a journey for ever since I had my first girls, which was, the first was born in 1973. We were married in 1971, me and David, and the second was born in 1971. Oh no, I'm sorry, 77. So, when I got married, I weighed 96, 98 pounds, something like that. And then I started cooking, and I found out that I love to eat what I cook. Either that, it was just something about, I don't know, cooking my own food, and it was just an adventure, cooking what I want to cook, what I wanted to eat, not what Mama wanted to cook for me. So pretty quick I got up to like 110, 11 pounds. I don't know how long I stayed like that. My mother-in-law was a really good cook, and she loved to cook. She's no longer with us, but she did. So I don't know. I didn't get real big then. I mean, even after 1977, having my second daughter, the best I remember, I got up to 130 pounds when I was pregnant with her. I could be wrong, but anyway. So I lost my weight pretty fast then, and I'm not really sure why the weight came on. I don't know. I can't blame it on the pregnancy. I can just blame it on finally having snacks in the house. When we were growing up, we didn't have many snacks. There were so many of us. We didn't have money to have snacks. And David was always used to having some kind of snack at night. And he would, if it was nothing but peanut butter and crackers, and put the marshmallows on them, toast them in the oven. That was his favorite thing. That's what him and his mom used to do. So yeah, I started doing stuff like that, and then just buying snacks and junk food, and I would eat fried chicken, and I love to make potato salad. I mean, I've loved this stuff for a long time. Before I even got married, they were some of my favorite things to cook. And then I started cooking biscuits. My mom used to always cook biscuits, and then my mother-in-law cooked biscuits, so I started cooking biscuits. And of course, if I cook something, I want to eat it. So I did, and I don't really know when I found out that I was fat. I'm 5'2", and I do remember getting over 150 pounds. I don't know when that was, 80s, 90s, I don't know. I would lose weight, and then I would gain it right back. I went to Weight Watchers when I was 130 pounds after my last daughter was born, and I got down to 118 pounds. I have a picture of that, my little shorts and stuff, and I was tickled to death. And I don't know if I stopped going at that point, and I think I just gained back up to 130 and didn't stop and just kept on going. So, it seemed like all my life I was a little depressed at times. I don't know when. I mean, never major depression or anything. Never had to take any medicine, but I would just feel blue a lot of times. And sometimes I'd feel really good, so I don't know. But I went to nursing school after my girls had pretty much gotten grown, graduated. I was like 41 too when I graduated. In 1995, I became a registered nurse. And I do remember that the whole time I was in nursing school, I weighed like 163 pounds. Okay, so that was already way too big for what it should be. But I became a nurse, and nursing was stressful. It was a lot more stressful than what I ever thought it was. And I do remember, like, in, I don't really know, I did get up to 188 pounds. And when I weighed, and I found out that I was only 12 pounds away from 200, I was absolutely shocked. Now, I had pictures of me, and I hated to look at myself. I didn't get many pictures of me. I was always the one taking pictures. I hated seeing pictures of me, and I still do. But now it's mainly not because of my weight, even though I probably still have this round face and look fat. I'm like 134 to 5 pounds most of the time, which still, you know, probably, I mean, my BMI is like 25 now. But I did get up to 188 pounds, and the most weight I ever lost after that was I went on Dr. Atkins' diet. I was a strong believer in that, and I ate meat all the time. I never ate a pound of bacon or anything like that, but I would eat bacon and eggs and omelets and chicken and no bread. I would go to every buffet I could find and eat all the meat I could find, and I would eat a big salad with dressing, and I would be so full, which, you know, I would eat after I get off work at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I would go ahead and eat a big meal. So then I wouldn't be eating it after that for supper, else I wouldn't be hungry. And it was really intermittent fasting, but I didn't realize that either. But I was eating a lot. And this was probably in 99 through about 2000. It was about 18 months. And then when I fell off the wagon hard. And I gained weight back, but I don't think I ever got back up to 188. About the most I remember seeing, maybe 176, 74. I think I stayed 172 a long time, and I would be tickled to death if I could get back down to 163. So in 2003, I had breast cancer. It was found on a mammogram in my left breast, and I had to have a lumpectomy. I had to have chemo. I had adriamycin, a cytoxin, very strong chemo. And then I had radiation. And then the very next year, just a few months after I'd been taking the tamoxifen, I found out that I had endometrial cancer. So that was in 2004. I had to go and have a complete hysterectomy. Now, I had endometriosis all my life, and if anybody knows what that is, they know that it's very painful. But I did have endometriosis, and I had asked my doctor a long time ago if it would lead to cancer, because he wanted to give me a complete hysterectomy when I was like 29 with endometriosis. And he said no, he didn't think so. But I think since then, maybe there is some correlation between getting endometrial cancer and having endometriosis, which I can see that. But anyway, that was a very painful disorder that I had, and I lived with a long time. And the way I lived with it and was able to, or is what I think helped, is I just didn't exercise, because if I did any kind of sit-ups or pull-ups or anything like that, then it would hurt my stomach really bad. So I just didn't exercise, and I stayed, like I say, 172 the whole time I was in treatment. And my doctor never said anything about me losing weight or anything, but thank goodness that was 2003, and I went to Chapel Hill. And this is 2020 right now, September 2020, so that has been 17 years basically. And it was about during a hurricane back there and then that they had to postpone my surgery to start with. I'm not sure if that was for my breast cancer or for the endometrial cancer, but anyway, either way, it was a trying time. So I've been to Weight Watchers several times. Like I say, way back in 1977, they used to have one in Mount Olive, and they've had classes and several times meetings, but I never went to it, all the time. I really didn't. I would go for a while and stop. I remember eating a lot of hamburger patties and string beans, and now today, unless there's a few string beans in my soup, I do not eat string beans. I eat so many of them. So last year, about April, I think I was 165 pounds. So I had fought. I mean, I had the summer before, I got down to like 155, 57, maybe 54. And that was wonderful. I felt good at that, and I looked better. But I couldn't keep it off. And then, well, I really got a scare. I got to get my air conditioner on. I went to a chiropractor. My back started bothering me in 2019, and he took some x-rays of me, and he actually showed that you can see my coronary artery, which is the huge artery that's right down in the center of your chest, and it goes to your heart. And yes, I was a nurse, but I wasn't a cardiac nurse, and I can't explain it all. But you were supposed to be able to see that. It was not supposed to show up on the x-ray. Bony stuff is not supposed to show up. But what it showed is my coronary artery was calcified. Well, I've always had high cholesterol and high triglycerides. My triglycerides have been over 2,000 before, and 500 is considered high. So my mom today is 91 years old, and her cholesterol and triglycerides are probably normal. So I'm thinking my dad died at 65. He didn't have a heart attack. He had diabetes and different things. I think I got a lot of his problems. So anyway, long story short, I decided then that I had to cut out all saturated fat. So I started doing research, and I found the whole food plant-based diet. And I had been reading for years. I've had a book, Eat to Live, by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. And I would read it and know that what he was saying was true, but to think that I could absolutely give up meat, I didn't think that was true. I had worked with some girls, a lady, that was a vegan, and I embarrassed myself one day right in front of everybody. I didn't even know how to say the word. I said, "So I understand you are a vegan," and everybody laughed at me. So anyway, I have since found out that you can be a fat vegan, but you can also, I guess, be a fat, whole food, plant-based eater. So basically, that's what I do. I'm not 100% perfect. But anyway, so back to 2019, around April 12th, me and my sister-in-law, Cindy, started going to Weight Watchers in Goldsboro. And Maria is, she is the coach there, I don't know if she'll get mad if she sees me. I never know what to call her, but she's the leader, and she's wonderful. And I did weigh I started in Kinston with somebody named Michelle, who was wonderful too, but it was a little bit further to drive. So we switched to Goldsboro, and it was earlier in the morning. It was 10 o'clock in the morning versus 12 o'clock. So we could get in and then eat a lot earlier than starving to death and not eating till 1 o'clock, or eating before we weighed in. It's just number games that we'd play with each other with our scales, I guess, because we were fooling ourselves. But anyway, so I had kind of fooled around with vegetarian for a while, off and on, and I had gone 3 weeks without eating meat. It's just that it wasn't hard to do or anything, but I really didn't have any guidelines. I really hadn't even thought about watching anybody on YouTube or anything. So I started watching Dr. Fuhrman and others, and I found out there's a whole slew of them. And I had the Engine 2 diet. I know all about that. Dr. Esselstyn, and him and his son Rip, and their daughter Jane, they all have videos on YouTube. They're wonderful. And Dr. McDougall, I was a little late on finding out who Dr. McDougall is with the starch solution, but basically that's what I go by, is the starch solution. I mean, I had always thought potatoes were the worst thing. They were the devil themselves, and it's really scary to think that I can eat all the baked potatoes I want, the sweet potatoes that I want, the white potatoes. You can eat rice. I don't eat a lot of rice. I mean, you can eat white rice if you want to, but If I do eat rice, I eat brown rice, but I've just never been much of a rice eater. You can eat corn, and corn was deadly in Dr. Atkins, you know. And I do eat bread. I eat too much bread. That's my confession today, is I do eat bread, but it is supposedly whole wheat. I can't really say it's the best whole wheat out there because it's Sara Lee, 45 calories, and it's soft and it lasts a long time. And that's what I do eat. So I do eat that. And recently I started eating a little bit of honey because I have been diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and I got to noticing if I put it, I would sometimes hurt if I eat beans or seeds or something like that. So I don't really eat a lot of beans either. So people will say, where do you get your protein from? Well, I have plenty of protein. I have plenty of energy. Protein is in everything you eat. So, but anyway, I do put a little bit of honey in my oatmeal. I eat oatmeal practically every day. Not always for breakfast. Sometimes I save it for lunch. And I eat the steel cut oats. I haven't tried the groats yet. Groats, I guess is what they're called, but I intend to order some. I can't find them around here, of course. So anyway, according to Weight Watchers, I was supposed to get down to 137 pounds to have a BMI of 25, or right at 25, I think. So I came very close to it in January of 2020. But it was my birthday, and I had been doing basically vegetarian, and I lost weight not because I was following Weight Watchers plan, because I never logged in or anything, but I did go in and weigh in, and I did get support, and the support is wonderful. But I finally taught myself enough how to eat, and I decided I didn't need to go to Weight Watchers. So I quit, and I weighed like 142 or 3 pounds at that time. I did get to 137.2 one time, but they didn't give me my goal. So anyway, I couldn't maintain it. And then the COVID struck. So I quit going out to eat. Even though I was supposed to be whole food, plant-based, I would eat a huge salad. But I would still eat like at a pizza inn, and I would eat the crust. I would not eat any cheese or anything like that. But I usually did put the dressing on my salad, which probably was ranch most of the time, and it probably had milk in it. And ordinarily I do not have milk, egg, cheese, or meat, any of that. Okay, no yogurt, no nothing. And I try to be as oil-free, sugar-free, not so much salt-free, or else my blood pressure gets too low. But anyway, with the COVID, all of a sudden I just started losing weight without really trying, and I have been down to 128 pounds, and I couldn't even get to 137 and keep it there in Weight Watchers, going out to eat. But here I eat at home. So right now I'm about 134, 135 pounds. That's at home without my clothes on, but I'm 137, and I have met my goal. I did go back to Weight Watchers. I was like, this is so easy for me now. I can go ahead and get my lifetime, just because I worked so hard for it. And so right now I'm in the maintenance phase. I think I got like 2 more weeks to go, and I'm right on target. I haven't lost any weight, I haven't gained any weight, I've maintained. And some people say that's really hard to do, but it is not hard to do when you're eating whole food, plant-based. Now my diet is not really varied that much. Like I say, I eat too much bread, and I'm not going to recommend that anybody eats bread. If I really wanted to lose weight now, then I would just cut the bread out, but I'd have to add something else in. So a lot of times, because I'm having to get up earlier because my granddaughter is going to school at home now because of COVID, and I go over there to be with her. She's a teenager, but still I like to stay with her and be there if she needs something. So I get up and I eat peanut butter and banana sandwich, and that's like 6 o'clock, 6:15 in the morning. So by 10 or 10:30 I'm hungry. So I make usually a big pot of soup that lasts me I don't know, sometimes up to a week, depends on how much I eat. But I can eat 2 to 4 cups of that stuff because it is nothing but good vegetables, and I just put whatever I have on hand, either frozen or canned and fresh, sometimes a combination. I usually cook it in my Instant Pot, so a lot of times that's lunch. I have sometimes make bean burgers myself, but sometimes I buy the frozen ones, the Goya black bean burgers are really good, but they do have 10 grams of fat in them, so I try not to eat them but once or twice a week, but I do love them. And sometimes either put them in a bun, but I think I get less calories with the bread, and it's really good. So I do that. I do eat air pop popcorn, but sometimes I do use to spray, olive oil spray, and I think 7 of them, if you're counting points, is like 0, maybe 8, might go to 1, I'm not sure. And I do put salt on my popcorn. So I have always loved popcorn, but this is the best. I used a Weight Watchers popcorn popper. I have to show you how that works one day, and it is so awesome. And so what else do I eat? I eat the oatmeal. Maybe if I don't eat it for breakfast, which lately I don't, then I'll have it for supper, and I cut it up and I put apple in it. Sometimes use coconut sugar. I can put maple syrup in it, but because of my triglycerides, I try not to, so I still do use a little bit of sweetener. I try to use stevia when I can. I do have some sugar-free maple syrup in the refrigerator. If I have that, then I use that. But I like to have it good and sweet. That's just the way I am, and it doesn't make me gain weight even if I put a little bit of sugar in it. And maybe sugar is better for me than all this other stuff. I'm not really sure. But so I eat apples, I eat bananas. I used to buy grapes. I used to eat more fruit than what I do now, but to me, I used to be kind of pre-diabetic, and I feel like as long as I'm feeling healthy and eating a lot of greens, I try to eat, I won't call it a salad anymore. I was eating a big salad, and I would use hummus or something for the dressing, but now I just try to, I think I really like the lettuce and the broccoli, the tomatoes, cucumbers, all that stuff just raw. So I do try to eat raw vegetables every day. So between that and the soup, I do get a lot of vegetables. The soup, I put cauliflower in it, and broccoli, and corn, and potatoes, and usually black beans. I like black beans in it. So that's what I eat during the day. If I'm hungry, sometimes I do have 2 of the peanut butter banana sandwiches. So yeah, I can eat like this the rest of my life. My husband, he doesn't eat like this, and he'll cook him a steak, and he'll, you know, I do cook fried chicken for him. I don't like to. Number one, I don't like to even have my kitchen contaminated with stuff like that, but he's got to eat, and he refuses to go this way. But it's the best thing ever for me, and you know, I think it's the best diet for anybody. I think that's the way we were meant to eat. My daughter Tracy started, I'm not really sure when her and her husband started this. Maybe it's not been as long as I have. I'm going on a year and a half to 2 years, and hers is probably 6 to 8 months. And she actually watched some videos that showed how cruel and nasty the meat industry is, and how contaminated chickens can be. So hers wasn't really for health reasons. Hers is for compassion for the animals, and just thinking that she does not want to get any of the bacteria, the diseases, the nastiest of filth, the stuff that you can get from a slaughterhouse. And I totally agree. And but no, does that keep me from, like, this Thanksgiving? I will probably eat some turkey. I ate it last year, and hey, I got right back on it and did not eat any more turkey since then. But yeah, I will probably eat some turkey if I'm living and the Lord's willing, and I may eat whatever my daughter cooks at Christmas. I may have a little bit of beef, you know, for my birthday this past year in January. We used to go and eat a big steak at one of my favorite restaurants, but I was like, no, I can't. I was thinking then about the beautiful cow, and like it would be reduced down to a big piece of meat on my plate, and I was like, no, it's not worth it. But I did eat some crab legs, you know. Have I not tasted of any meat? Probably have not ate, I would say, 3 ounces of meat in a year. I mean, that may be an exaggeration, because it's my birthday in January and this is September. Other than the crab legs, that may be about what it is, you know. So Yeah, and it's a wonderful diet, and I can live like this the rest of my life. So anybody that says it's expensive, do I always eat organic? No, I live in a small town in Mount Olive, North Carolina, and we do not always have organic. And sometimes I just think the regular vegetables and fruits looks good. I just clean, wash everything really good. So anyway, I've just been rambling on, and I just thought I would tell you my story. I don't have any makeup on. I look bad, but I'm just really trying out the Kind Master video thing, because I'm trying to learn how to do that too. So hopefully I can do some more videos. Yeah, so good talking to you. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, as promised, this is a video September 22nd, 2021, and this is what I look like today. Not the best picture probably, but best I could do on short notice.
Hi everybody, this is Pat, and this is September 22nd, 2021, and the first video that I shot sitting in my car was September 2020. So it's been a year, and it's been a strange year. I'm a year older. I do have makeup on. I don't usually put makeup on in the mornings, because if you go out you put a mask on and it just messes your mask up. So I usually don't even bother putting makeup on, but I did this morning just because I knew I was going to be here in front of the camera. And last year I was sitting in the driver's seat, I think, but I don't know how I held my phone up so good to be recording everything for so long, but I did. So I had to make do this morning, and it worked better sitting over here. So I'm sorry the video was so long. There's a lot I could talk about, a lot I could tell you about this past year, how things have gone, but basically I have maintained my weight around 135 pounds. I was 136 this morning, so I still think I have some insulin resistance. I do check my blood sugars, and I will make a video on all that. Maybe there's somebody out there that can help me a little bit. I still think I need to lose 10 or 15 pounds, and that may be my next goal. I do have a doctor's appointment November 18th, and I have not been to the doctor. I have not been sick. I have not had COVID. I haven't had a cold. I haven't had anything in a year. No reason to go to the doctor, but I do need labs drawn. I will tell you all about my labs in another video. So I hope you've enjoyed this. My other talk, I know I stumbled around, made some mistakes about saying you're not supposed to see bone in the x-ray. Well, that's not true. I think it was my aorta that you could see, and it was calcified. Now, whether my aorta has reversed any, I don't really know. I'm praying it is. I feel good. I know I'm healthier than I was when I was 160 or 70 pounds. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope we'll get together and see each other again real soon. Thanks. Y'all have a great day. Bye.